Today we're just going to talk about one particular cryptocurrency. I think it's a great pick. We're going to go through this fast. This one is in the DeFi category. First, disclaimer, big dumb animal, don't do what I do, informational purposes only, not a financial advisor, do your own research. This one was brought to my attention by someone in my school community named Mika. I wanted to shout him out because it was a great find, in my opinion. Of course, all of this is in my opinion. If you want to learn about my school community, wait to the end. There's a link down below. You can learn more about the end of the video. Let's jump into it. It's Avantis. Now, why do I say it's a great pick? I like it. I bought some. I always tell you if I do. So as of the recording of this video, I currently have some. It just came out September 9th of 2025, meaning the token itself just became available. But let's talk about what it is. I always talk about decentralized finance because I love decentralized finance for many reasons. And I believe it has the most, or has had the most adoption when it comes to actually using projects and things built upon crypto. It started in decentralized finance. Makes sense. You've got your exchanges so you can exchange various cryptos. You've got your lending protocols so that you can put up some collateral or put some crypto in and make a yield, but also you can borrow against it. Those two things I talk about all the time. And I talk about the ones that are on the chains that we think are going to do well, right? So you pick a particular chain, you say, you know what, I think Sui is going to do well. So I want to be involved in a lending protocol like Send, Sui Lend, or an exchange on Sui, or maybe it's another one like Hedera, Sauce for a DEX, or Bonzo for a lending protocol. We go over various ones on different chains. Arrow and Morpho. I've done a couple of videos on those because they're on the base chain. Now the base chain, you can't buy the cryptocurrency. It's actually a layer 2. People talk about it as if it's a layer 1. It's built on top of Ethereum, created by Coinbase. And to sum it up, Coinbase has over 100 million users. And if they point the fire hose of users at these things, then they should increase in usage. First was Arrow. Coinbase recently built it, the exchange, into their base product. They're rolling it out slowly to users. Arrow's usage has gone up. That's an exchange. Second thing on base, lending protocol, Morpho. Morpho is on many chains. However, they chose it to be the lender of choice if you want to take a loan on Coinbase against Bitcoin. What am I getting at? Well, the third thing that people love to do in DeFi is futures contracts. I've made videos on it showing how to do it. Futures contracts with leverage. Okay, so Avantis is that. It is in the category. So if you go to DeFi Llama and you pull up base and you scroll down, you're going to see all the various protocols and projects that have been built on top of base. And they list them out. They tell you what category they're in. They list them by TVL. Now, don't assume that TVL alone is the metric. When it comes to something like derivatives, that's what we're talking about, futures contracts, derivatives, TVL isn't a metric we really care about. You lock up TVL, total value locked, you lock up capital, I should say, in a lending protocol or a yield protocol where you want to generate yield or in liquidity pools on an exchange. But it's not really a metric for derivatives. So the fact that it happens to be 35 on this list when sorted by TVL, that really doesn't matter. But let's jump into Avantis. I mentioned that because here the first thing you see is they always show total value locked. Now it's gone up, but that doesn't really matter. What you care about is the amount of volume that they're doing and fees and revenue. Let's first look at volume. Look at this volume. Starting here, it goes back to early 2024, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 million. Then at the end of 24, it started to pick up, went to 30, what's that? Oh, up to like 80 million. So what's that? 8 times its regular volume. Then as we move along here, you can see this year, it spiked up in April. But then since April, May, look at this steady increase. I mean, incredible increase in the amount of volume. Peaking, I'm going to say around here, 500 million. So from 5 million to 500 million in a year, talking about this peak, of course, but it's still, most of these bars over here around 200 million. That is a significant increase in volume. Great. That's what we want to see. Fees and revenue. Wow. Look at the fees. Of course, the fees are going up with volume. So they're generating fees as well. What does it look like? I just had it up here on the screen, but let's take a look. It's your typical exchange. such that you can use leverage. You can long things, you can short things, you can choose the amount of leverage you want to use. They have all sorts of, obviously crypto. Let's talk about it generally speaking. A couple interesting things about it. First, it's on the Base network. We care about that. It appears to be maybe the only one, or at least the most well-known one, dealing with derivatives or futures contracts. So not only can you use leverage on these cryptos futures, but you can also use it on currencies, commodities, indices, and equities, stocks, of course. So they're not just crypto. And the other thing I find very interesting is when I use one of these for futures and leverage, typically I will move in something, obviously a stable coin like USDT or USDC, and then it will hold it, I should say, on the exchange in a wallet for me. And then I've got my money there, and then I use it and deploy it for contracts. And if I make or lose money, you understand how that works. What's interesting here is that it's DEX, decentralized exchange. So you hook up your wallet to it and you move the money for that trade out of your wallet. And then when it's executed one way or the other, it's moving back into your wallet. So I find that very interesting because a lot of people like the control of having things in their wallet. So you don't have to move a huge chunk out of your wallet onto this exchange to then utilize and move back at will. You're doing it and hooking it up for each of the different transactions. Also, who are they funded by? They're backed by Pantera as well as Coinbase. Okay. It looks like a lot of the things are lining up. The stars are aligning, so to speak. Let's look at the price. It obviously only came out September 9th. This happens to be a 30-minute chart, just so you can see a little more volume and activity here. This is the on-balance volume. So, of course, it's young, it's new. The volume's moving up. The market has been moving up, particularly today. It had shot up. I think it peaked around $1.50. It's around $1.10. So it always gives back, anything that runs up. But this, we can't really look at the chart here. It's brand new. So what do we really want to look at? Well, let's look at market cap 267. Let's call it 250 million market cap, fully diluted 1 billion. So circulating is about 25%. Their max supply is 1 billion. So a quarter of it's circulating. They've got their token chart down here. Where is it? Obviously, it just came out and it's going to be deploying on a monthly basis, actually a little more often. And this is, if you look at everything, it's going to some to investors, teams, advisors. It's your typical, there isn't one huge cliff. Those kind of things don't bother me. But it's already at $1 billion fully diluted value, which I still think is significant, but I think it's still young considering how important and how used futures are. So for me, I own it. I gave you all the reasons why. It's got great backing, Coinbase and Pantera. It's on the Base network. It looks to be the only or the largest when it comes to futures and leverage. It does it in a decentralized way out of your wallet. It has more than just crypto. It's got securities. It's got indices, commodities, as well as currencies. So Avantis AVNT, I think, is one you're going to want to look at. Please do listen to my school community. Hope this was fast and helpful. Have a great day. Love how I break things down? Then hop into my crypto school. You'll get step-by-step courses on everything: buying, selling, staking for yield, borrowing, lending, even going fully debanked. Plus, join lively crypto chats and catch my daily market updates. And lastly, if you just want to help support the channel, there's a join button just below this video.